Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem Brzee.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to August 2023 Shreem Brzee Wealth Power Time. I am Lalitha Varahi. My full name is Donatella Lalita Ribek, and I'm very excited to host this forecast, which starts with very interesting astrological configurations. And it's an incredible month because it's the month of the goddess. So I'm very excited to describe these power times for you and break down and make the way to use them favorably to receive more wealth, more happiness, more joy, more positivity, which we all need incredibly this time more than ever. And so let's get started. We are going to be here for about an hour. At the end of the forecast, you will have the chance to ask questions as usual. And all you have to do is type them in your chat, in your live chat. which is on your right side of the screen. Also, below the video, you will find links to sign up for very special sacred rituals, which will be performed for you in India. So Pillai Center will be offering different ways for you to participate and join in these incredible remedies and rituals, as I said. And also AstroVed offers the same. So if you don't find it on Pillai Center, you can always go to astroved.com and find the offering. Okay, let's get started. I'm excited. So we're going to talk about the lunar phases and also the special offerings this month, which are extraordinary. So I will describe why. Right now, we're still in the waxing moon, and on August 1st, the full moon will end. So I will give you the New York, so Eastern time, which is called EDT, as you know. So please check your time zone for the accurate time in your location, and that can be found anywhere on Google. So if I tell you, for example, that the full moon will end on August 1st, please go to your search, online search, Google or anything else, and find out what time that will be for you. So here in New York, the full moon ends at 2:30. And I love to say something about the full moon, even though we have our full moon in August will be on August 30th. It's a very important time. So there is a huge misconception about the moon, and there's a Vedic astrologer, I see that every day. But because we are in this group with Dr. Pillai, who has been offering an amazing level of Vedic astrology through AstroVed and through his teachings, I feel compelled to say that to you as well. So the full moon is not a time to get rid of anything. It is a time of fullness. It's a time for harvesting. It's a time for Purna. And Purnam also is a mantra, can give you everything. It's a creation. It's the Shakti, the fullness of the Shakti, the creation of the Goddess Lakshmi, appearing in your life, in your consciousness, even if you don't see her, even if you don't have a vision during your meditation, which is actually possible, and many people have that experience, you'll know that it's a time to get the blessings and get the full benefits of your prayer, your rituals, and your chanting of Shreem Brzee. So the more you dedicate with all your heart and emotions to that practice on a full moon, you will gain. You will not lose anything. So there's no, the only thing you want to lose, but it's not easy to do on the full moon, is negativity. That is why we want to harness the power of our consciousness and completely focus on Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee reprograms rewires our mind, gives us incredible positivity, and new goals will appear in your life. And that's extraordinary, because with our vision, sometimes we're a little limited by the perceptions and the habits, which is karmic, the karma. Karma is not prejudice. Karma means habits, means being attached to a way of doing things, thoughts from past lives, thoughts from our ancestors, all kinds of influences. But we don't need to worry about that, because the fact that we're chanting Shreem Brzee is putting us on a totally new timeline. That, for example, thoughts I never had, or goals that I never had, came to me through chanting Shreem Brzee. And that can happen to anybody. And I'm sure many of you are receiving the blessings just by showing up to these calls. And also the Friday chanting, which is always available. Please check that too. And all the links, I think, will be under this video. Okay, that's what I wanted to say about the full moon, which ends on August 1st, when the sun and the moon become exactly opposite, in opposite sign. signs. So the sun will be in Cancer and the moon will be in Capricorn. And as soon as the moon will be a 15:04 with the sun also will be a 15 degrees, 4 minutes in Cancer. So these degrees, they're facing each other. That is when the full moon ends. So that is not the only, excuse me, the only full moon. The 24 hours before that, the 22 plus hours before the point, the moment in time, that is the full moon. And that's when we want to chant. So I will tell you when we get to August 30th. No worries, I will explain this in a very simple way. Thank you. Next slide. Oh, no, actually, I want to talk about the waning phase. I'm sorry. So the waning phase of the moon is the time when you want to lighten up, get rid of something that's blocking you, declutter your house, letting go of a bad habit. We all have them. There are some people who say, no, those people are very bad. They scream or they get angry. And then we look in deeper and we are doing that too. So that is a time during the waning moon when the mind calms down and you can analyze better your behavior, what's blocking you, which idea is not working anymore, and embrace the change. Embrace that being more open to new experiences by letting go of what's blocking you. And it's a great time to connect with the ancestors, heal them, help them heal, help them get to a higher state of a higher spiritual state where they can bless you and come into your life in different ways, maybe through opportunities that you'll see suddenly, or some beautiful events in your life, amazing surprises. Those things can happen once we lighten up and we stop seeing our own limited view, which comes with the ego. We need the ego to function, but we don't need to give the ego all our powers. Okay, so this is a time when you want to start letting go. Okay, so you can always chant the Shreem Brzee, especially Brzee in the throat during the waning phase, which will change your timeline. It will change your destiny. Thank you. Next slide. This is a very special power time connected with goddess Annapurna or Annapurneshwari. And she's the goddess who is very nurturing, the consort of Shiva, Shakti, or Uma, Parvati. As the goddess, she's very nurturing, she's very pure, and she loves to feed everyone, including Lord Shiva. And there's beautiful pictures around that if you can see maybe online, where she's giving a bowl of rice to Lord Shiva, who was very hungry. And so propitiating this goddess means bringing you into your life that love, that nurturing in the form of incredibly good, healthy foods, pure foods, fertility if you're trying to have a child, and also everything that makes life auspicious, including prosperity and maybe success in your studies, academic success, and also just career success. All kinds of booms can come to you by praying to this goddess. You can chant, I don't know what this mantra is here. I'm not sure if that's the correct mantra. But the mantra is always Shreem Brzee for us, because Shreem Brzee, in some traditions, goddess Lakshmi is the supreme goddess. So you don't make a mistake by praying to goddess Lakshmi all the time, if that's your path and that's what you want to do. But also there are amazing rituals being offered now by Pillai Center. And these rituals will be performed by amazing specialists who spent their whole lives learning the correct mantras and the correct techniques that in a way we can call that scientific, because there is a method that needs to be followed for these sacred rituals to be powerful. And I definitely recommend signing up for at least some of these rituals. There are all levels and some are very inexpensive for most people. If you can't, always chant the Shreem Brzee, and that will be on August 2nd. So remember to always feel that what you want is already happening, and the goddess and her benevolence will reach you faster. Because when we are worried so much, it's very difficult for us to feel and to see the opportunities and to feel the blessings and even to have new ideas, right? So trust, have faith, and pray. This is a great time to pray. And Venus actually is in Leo, which is not the best place for Venus, but it's a very creative placement. So while we need to be very cautious in relationships, so there are no arguments, there are no ego or power struggles, but in your creativity, in your projects at work, if you are in a creative career or profession, you will see good results. So try to make your projects very beautiful. If you're a singer, this is a good time. If you're in the movie, in the film industry, also it's a good time. Photography, amazing. So all these kind of projects that involve beauty, creativity, positivity will be supported by Venus and Mercury in Leo. Mars is also there, giving a lot of passion and some strife also with Saturn, because Saturn is looking at these planets. So you may need to put in a little more work, a few more hours, but you will see good results. All right, next slide, please. And now I love to talk about Ganesha and Adi Valley. So I said we are in the month of Adi. Adi is the month of the goddess, is very sacred. And when this day happens during Adi, the fourth moon, Ganesha and Goddess Lakshmi can give you special blessings. So the fourth moon, you know, is associated with removing obstacles through the blessings of Ganesha. He has a 360-degree view. So he sees the obstacles that are ahead of us. He can visualize them and remove them. He has supernormal powers, like all divine archetypes. So he can do that. Just we need to use the password. What is the password? It's Om Gam, which gives us a personal connection. So when you chant a mantra, you're connecting with a being, with a divine being, and giving permission to intervene. Also, you will feel the connection. You yourself will be different. So chant Om Gam 108 times. If you're in that kind of practice where you know how to break the coconuts, you can also do that. So you rotate a coconut on your head, in your parts, maybe the throat as well. And then break the coconut and throw it away. Try not to spill too much juice, if possible, and then you wash your hands, etc. So that coconut will act as a proxy vehicle. It will absorb your karma, and you receive the blessings of Ganesha to destroy those obstacles, to bust the obstacles. Is the obstacle buster, number one. Is the supreme. And also, of course, we are still in the month of Adi. So Adi Valley means the month of the goddess, again, as I said, and it ends on August 17th in India, I believe on August 16th here in the West. Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, so here we have a double power time. Why? Because in the month of Adi, the 11th moon of Vishnu is very, very powerful. So Narayana, or Lord Vishnu, is the loving consort of Goddess Lakshmi. So the two of them, Shiva Shakti in a way, it's their energy. It's the male and female god and goddess together, they become very powerful. And you can chant, honor Lord Vishnu with the mantra Om Namo Narayanaya 108 times, and then follow with your usual Shreem Brzee practice. I hope you have a usual Shreem Brzee practice. It's very, very helpful for you, especially at this time when we're becoming very confused by news, changes in the world. So we want to stay connected with the divine to receive more positivity and new opportunities, to see things differently and to do things better and see change, positive change every day. And so Dr. Pillai has revealed that the spiritual people right now are being helped. They're more protected and they will see good things in their lives. So remember to honor Lord Vishnu. If you have a Tulsi plant, you can offer 5 leaves of Tulsi to a statue or an image of Vishnu, and then chant to Goddess Lakshmi Shreem Brzee 108 times, or 1008, 10,008. So don't let that fear and which is normal. We all have it. Some moments we are all worried, and we live in fear, as Dr. Pillai says. So we have the remedy, which is Goddess Lakshmi and Shreem Brzee. Next slide, please. Okay, this is very important because if we don't remove karma, it's very, very difficult to change our situation. So karma removal is an amazing time for humanity. And ideally, everyone on the earth plane should practice the pradosham and also the ritual to the ancestors. If we did, we would see a different world. But for ourselves right now, so let's not worry about others and what they're doing. Let's respect every path. So on the 13th moon, you can cut limes, chant Brzee in the throat. I talked earlier about Brzee. It has the power to change your money karma, which is something we're talking about today, right? This is a wealth power time forecast. So let's focus on karma. So instead of the usual Tirunila Kantam or other techniques you may want to use, you can add the mantra Brzee, which was revealed to Dr. Pillai by a great Rishi, Maharishi Vishwamitra. So you can remove not only obstacles, but ways of doing things, which is what keeps us stuck, right? So we keep thinking the same thoughts, we keep doing the same things, we wake up in the morning, we have a routine, and that's keeping us, it holds us back. So if we want to change that, the 13th moon is your time. And it's called the Soma Pradosham because it's on a Monday and it's extra powerful. So there are some pradosham. Pradosham means the time that arrives around sunset, about an hour and a half before the sunset. At that time, Lord Shiva absorbs all your bad karma. But in this case, Brzee removes your bad karma. And if you cut limes at that time, also it's very powerful. And just ask for what you want to have removed. So as you cut, after rolling the limes or chanting Brzee, you can have an intention of say, I want to remove my bad money karma, or it can be something else. I want to remove my bad work karma or anything else. But typically, there are 3 areas of life where we suffer a lot, which is finances, relationship, and health. So you can remove karma in any of those areas, particularly for finances, because Brzee, again, is connected with our financial situation. Okay, next, please. The new moon is a very powerful time if used correctly. On the new moon, the mind is pretty quiet. It's a minimum mind. So our ego is down. Our chatterbox also stops or something like that. And the emotions are calmer. So all these things that are connected with the mind happen on the new moon. It is also a time when all these spirits come in our lives. The ancestors hang out with you. They want to be fed. They want to, or maybe they're nostalgic. So we want to help them evolve. And so they can leave the earth plane and go to the light. Then they can bless us. And we live in skeptical times when we don't see the subtle realms. And that's very difficult because we are in a body with the senses. And I believe ancient people had more of the connection to the spirit world and to the energy in nature and everything, and even the divine. So for us, very rational, and we don't see that. But as a tradition, as a Vedic tradition, I absolutely recommend meditating on the new moon, then offering Tarpanam to the ancestors, and just trust that that is changing your life. So enjoy this power time, and you'll see amazing miracles. I have seen that after the Tarpanam, some thoughts that were troubling me disappeared. So they were probably from my ancestors. Next, please. Now, this is wonderful. The waxing moon phase is the growing time. So projects started during the waxing moon are more likely to be successful. So this is a time to empower your goals by chanting Shreem Brzee every day 108 times. There is another technique that Dr. Pillai has revealed that you may like to try. So I have my alarm, my phone alarm, set at every hour. And every hour when it rings, I will say Shreem Brzee. So I confess I don't do it all the time, but when I remember to do that, I see an amazing perspective, an amazing vision, amazing perception of possibilities, opportunities, etc. So you may want to try that. Otherwise, in the morning, you may chant the Shreem Brzee 108 times, or in the evening. So next, please. This is very important because the sun and the moon are creating life on the earth plane, right? While the moon is concentrating on the mind, the sun brings you super intelligence, energy for your goals, and enters the, this is the sun sign. So the sun rules one sign only, and that's Leo. So when the sun is in the sign of the lion, there is only one lion in the forest, they say. In Vedic astrology, the sun becomes very powerful, gives you more authority in your work, more confidence, more success. It shouldn't become egotistical, but it can be done in a way that you get the successful ideas and implement by doing your work and benefit everyone. Because the sun is in its highest nature, it's very, very generous, giving life, life-giving, and can bring a lot of wealth. So when the sun enters Leo, which is a fixed sign, I will tell you what that means. The sun can bring you a lot of wealth for the first 48 hours. If you pray to Lord Vishnu, Vishnu will be available on the earth plane and to your through your prayers during that time. That's why it's called Vishnu Pati. So it's a very friendly time for you to connect with Vishnu and receive his blessings. And the connection is to be there. So when you chant with intention, attention, love, trust, faith, then you're opening a channel. You're receiving the blessings from this archetype of immense wealth. So, for example, Vishnu is also called Venkatesh, Venkateshwara. And there's one temple in the world, which is the richest temple in the world, and it's in Tirupati in India. And I've been there, and everybody wants to go to Tirupati. I never thought about it, but Dr. Pillai once sent us in India. I don't know if you're going on that India trip, but India has very powerful power spots that will change your life without you having to do almost nothing, just by being there. Okay, so Vishnu will be available. It's like being in your personal temple at home during Vishnu Party for 48 hours. So don't miss that time. Next, please. So you can, as I missed that, chant or write Om Namo Narayanaya. You can do that 1008 times. And that's a very powerful practice during the Vishnu Pati hours, which are again 48 hours after the sun enters in Leo on August 17th. Thank you. Next, okay. So we have another fourth moon. And again, this is associated with Ganesha, and it's also the waxing phase. So you can chant to Shreem Brzee, to your heart's content, and ask both Lord Ganesha to clear the way for Goddess Lakshmi to come into your life. And you can ask Goddess Lakshmi for her blessings, for wealth. Ask for a specific amount of time, money. So a specific figure helps you visualize it and conceive it. Conceiving is very important, because if it doesn't make any sense, it's very difficult to manifest it. And also, of course, you can have a miracle that you weren't thinking about that amount of money, but it will come to you. But that's a different story for another call. Okay, next, please. Again, the 11th moon. Again, Vishnu is very powerful, and being the consort of Goddess Lakshmi, he brings you all the wealth in the world, also good health, because he's associated with vitality and the well-being of humanity, because Vishnu was created to support the earth plane and humanity. So that is the story, the Vedic story. And he came back on the earth plane multiple times, 10 times in different forms and avatars. So on the 11th moon, you can pray to your favorite form of Lord Vishnu, and particularly for, we're talking about finances here, but you can pray to Hayagriva, who is and we will see Hayagriva coming back soon. Hayagriva is the form of Vishnu with the face of a horse, the head of a white horse. He's incredibly intelligent and wise, and we want those qualities right now, because we need to do things with more intelligence and more wisdom, of course, with more love. Goddess Lakshmi will provide it. So more happiness will come in different ways to humanity through Vishnu, through Goddess Lakshmi, positivity, more love, and also more intelligence. And hopefully evolution. We are trying that, right? Please. This is important. So we don't know if somebody has cursed us. Even today, evil eye is very common. There are people who don't want you to succeed. They maybe inadvertently, but they are causing a lot of suffering on the earth plane. They're giving this thing called evil eye. But a very powerful curse is when in one of our lives, maybe we have harmed a snake or killed a snake, which is common, right? People get scared and they may want to kill this animal. But that in Vedic astrology is considered a snake curse. Now, the Nagas are actually benevolent snakes, benevolent serpent archetypes that represent wisdom and even benevolence. So by praying to them on this day called 2 days, actually, it's a 2-day power time, Naga Chaturthi, which means the Naga's 4th moon, and the Naga Panchami, which is the 5th moon of the Nagas. So on these 2 days, we can pray to these archetypes, snake archetypes, and we can remove curses from past lives. And these curses can be seen in the birth chart and can actually cause a lot of suffering. And I mean, just about anything, and we don't want to go into that. But to receive the protection and the blessings of these beings who rule all the snakes, all the reptilian beings, there are all kinds in every dimension, according to the Vedas. And on the earth plane, under the earth plane, the Vedas tell us that they live in the water, in the ocean. So they're all everywhere. And it's an archetype of great power, intelligence, and also wisdom, as I said. So don't be afraid. These snakes, they're actually good, but they remove the curses from snakes, from maybe accidentally you have killed a reptile. And if you have not had a Vedic astrology consultation, you may want to ask your astrologer at Astroved. They're very competent. They can see that. You will see whether there is a snake curse. Just to be safe, you can sign up at Astroved. I think I haven't seen this on Pillai Center, but I could be wrong. And if it's a PillaiCenter.com, you can find that in remedies or store, etc. And the link could be under this video. I'm not sure. We'll try to provide you with that link. Thank you. Next. Oh, this is my favorite archetype, or one of my favorite Vishnu forms. This is an avatar. Avatar means a divine expression in a new form, right? One aspect of God, of the divine, in a new form was not there before. So I forget what number in the order, in the chronological order of Vishnu, Hayagriva was, but as I said, the horse is an animal associated with incredible intelligence and the capacity to transform us. And there are people who have had horses, or I've had, and I used to ride, and they give you always more intelligence. Somehow that happens, and there are great books that talk about that. And the Veda said that all the wisdom had disappeared from the earth plane because the Vedas, which mean knowledge and truth and wisdom, were stolen by demons, so by ignorant forces. All that ignorance had dawned on the earth plane. But Hayagriva, this horse avatar of Vishnu, came to the earth plane and brought back the Vedas. He went and retrieved them. It's a long story. So now we have again the wisdom to understand who we are, who the divine is, who are all these divine beings, angels, archetypes, call them any name you like, extraterrestrials. They're all very benevolent and want to help. And Hayagriva has that role of giving you the intelligence you need to evolve, to create a fantastic life. So this is his birthday on August 30th. If you want to pray to Hayagriva, all you have to say is his name. Just saying Hayagriva 3 times invokes Hayagriva. If you say it 1008 times, imagine what happens to your mind. It completely rewires your mind and gives you intelligence and wisdom for everything you want to achieve, including moksha, if that's for you, what we call liberation, enlightenment, but also in practical ways. If you're a writer, if you're a mathematician, if you're a professor, if you are even in business, we need intelligence, right? So he can give us the wisdom to keep our ignorance, or actually eliminate our ignorance altogether. Okay, so don't miss the power time, chained to Hayagriva on the full moon of August 30th. And talking about the full moon, I don't know if there's another slide. I think there was, but I'm not sure. So you know what to do on the full moon. There are amazing things you can do. you can join this program that is monthly. It's called Full Moon Shreem Brzee Immersion. So you are completely immersed in the energy of Goddess Lakshmi. And there are two special rituals in this quite reasonable, quite available price-wise, I think, for most people. It's so it's a beautiful flower ritual, flower offering. So you offer a petal, and that multiplies the mantra chanting, multiplies Shreem Brzee. So you chant the Shreem Brzee to a flower petal, and as you chant, that equals chanting hundreds or even thousands of times. So that is a secret of the yogis that Dr. Pillai has revealed to us, that when you chant through a flower, your mantras are multiplied. So let's do that on a full moon, which is already magnifying everything in the mind, in the perception, in our vision. And then we call the goddess here on the earth plane, and she can bless the entire earth plane on that day. Right? It's about 22 hours, as I said. So August 30th, it ends on August 1st in the US, which is like the beginning of August 2nd, actually in India, in Asia. So please check your time zone for the hours of the full moon. Again, if you want to join this program, Pillai Center offers this program called Shreem Brzee Immersion, Full Moon Shreem Brzee Immersion. And then there's a Pillai Center master teacher, Sucharita, who does this amazingly beautiful ritual with the flower petals, offering to Goddess Lakshmi 108 times. And that's followed by a fire ritual, which is another amazing way to connect with the divine through fire. And that's performed by the priestess at the Pillai Center, whose name is Swamini Valli. Next, please. Okay, Anuradha Star is very powerful because it brings the amazing emotions that you can invoke, that you can use to invoke both Goddess Lakshmi and Vishwamitra, who is the father of Brzee. So don't miss the Anuradha Star for Shreem Brzee practice. In fact, we recommend chanting 1008 times on that day. You can also chant to Lord Vishnu anytime. And Vishwamitra is connected with, is a great sage, of course, Maharishi. He is an incarnation of Dr. Pillai in previous lives. So that's why the mantra Brzee that he received from the divine, from long meditations, he wanted to give this mantra to everyone. So Brzee is the mantra. Dr. Pillai created Shreem Brzee to make it even more powerful, if that's even necessary, and that's what we're doing here. So we chant Shreem Brzee to connect with both the goddess and the Maharishi who revealed the sound. Okay, so don't miss those days. It's Anuradha Star on the 23rd. And I think it's the only day, yes. So in August, that's the only Anuradha Star day. Okay. Now we have these amazing Fridays. So the 1st and the 2nd are still in Adivali. Adivali is, again, the month of the goddess. So these days are even more powerful. And we want to connect with the goddess on the day of Venus. Venus is the most associated with the goddesses, all the goddesses, the moon more with a few goddesses, but all the goddesses are available to you on a Friday. So do something powerful, chant Shreem Brzee for a long time, for maybe an hour or half an hour or 1008 times if you have a timer, or if you can count through these beads called mala. And also I like to offer a hydration, a small ritual. You can take a statue of the goddess. I have this one here to show you. And then you pour some water on the goddess, and then you pour some milk. And if you want, you can also offer some rice with turmeric, but you will learn that in the rituals offered at Pillai Center on the full moon day. And you can also offer some water mixed with turmeric. So hydrate the statue with turmeric water. And turmeric has the incredible qualities that there are so many that even scientists are still studying it. But according to the Vedic tradition, to Vedic astrology, turmeric represents Mars and wealth and Muruga. So that energy, coupled with the amazing benevolence of Goddess Lakshmi, can bring you even more positivity and wealth. So I recommend that practice. It's very easy. All you need is, a few minutes to do that. And then you rinse the statue. So after you rinse it, you can just dry it and pat it dry with something clean. And also offer a flower if you have it, or a little chocolate. And if you want to go all the way, you can offer a candle or a lamp if you like to do that. Flower is said to strengthen the energy of your chanting. So the sounds become very powerful with the fire energy. And so you may want to try that. Try a few things and see what works the best. And maybe it will shift. On one day you feel better doing the Abhishekam, which is the hydration ceremony, or just chanting, see what works. Okay, so the dates are August 4th, August 11th, August 18th, and August 25th. So those are very powerful days to connect with Goddess Lakshmi and get her blessings for abundant wealth. I think that's all we have for today, but what's the next slide, please? Okay, yes, the tip of the month. Visualize, visualize, visualize. Why? We want to see what we want. We already know what we don't want. Maybe a room in the house that is not ideal, or a person who is troubling us. We already know. So make sure that you're visualizing what you love. Even if you're busy, even if you're working, try to do that all the time. I think there's something else after this slide, I'm not sure. Yes, so these are the events. Remember, you have this group chanting, and you'll find the link under this video. So if you join your community, everything becomes more powerful. Your chanting, your wealth, your manifestations are stronger. I need to mute myself. Okay, I apologize for that. I think we're done. Okay, great. So we can go to questions. So if you have questions, this is a good time to type. You don't see the question. Thank you, Radha. Thank you for helping, Radha. That was great. Let's see. So there are no questions. We'll wait for maybe another minute or so. I hope you enjoyed this call and that it was helpful to you. Even if you've never received a miracle, now can happen. It can happen instantaneously just by shifting your thoughts from what's not working to Goddess Lakshmi, who is available all the time. We don't see her, but she's here. We've been calling on her, saying Shreem Brzee so many times. So the goddess is here. I like to have visuals. So if you can buy a statue, that's great. If you can find it at AstroVed, or maybe online, you can buy a small statue or an image. I know many of you have statues and huge pictures. That's wonderful. So I think that you're pros, so you've been here before and you don't have questions. That's wonderful. Sorry, what? Can we chant to Shreem Brzee during monthly time? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can we chant to Shreem Brzee once a month? Hi, Rashmi. I'm not sure if I understand the question. The monthly power, yes. So these power times were for August. So I mentioned the most powerful days, but Dr. Pillai says anytime during the month, during the day, during the week, during the year, hopefully we're doing that more often. We, can we change in the month? Oh, okay, yes. Allowed, or there are different results. In general, it works, even in the mind, mentally. But Dr. Pillai said that when you chant out loud, something powerful, very powerful happens. So the sound waves that you pronounce out loud become very, very attractive. They change your consciousness very fast. Because he says that even in the Bible, God created with the word. In the beginning, there was the word. So that means a vibrational sound. We do have vibrations even when we think, but it's a more subtle state, more inwardly. So if you want to see results in 3D, in the third dimension, I'd say, it's better to do it out loud. And if it's not possible because you're in public, you're at work, mentally, it's also fine. And you can also write it, right? So if you're writing, it's just as powerful. I would say the most powerful are chanting out loud, writing, and then mentally would be the third, because it remains inwardly, and I believe that anything we want to externalize, if we want to see the wealth in our lives, the material wealth, then you should chant out loud. But if you just want a general state of well-being and positivity, I believe chanting mentally is awesome, right? Why not? Any other questions? Can we chant to Shreem Brzee during your period? Okay, yeah, so your monthly period. Oh, I see. Okay, in that case, depends on your tradition. I would say absolutely, but then depends on your tradition. And I don't see any, Dr. Pillai has never mentioned that, and no, it's not a problem, right? According to his teachings, because he has never mentioned it. So I would believe that that's the case. But in general, God understands, and you're still, you can still connect it. If your beliefs or your tradition say something different, then it's personal and I cannot help, right? So that's your belief, and then you should honor that. But if you are neutral about it, definitely chant Okay. Any other question? Is there any specific mudra or any beads for chanting? Okay, great question. Not mudras. Dr. Pillai has not revealed any mudras, but if you want to put your palms up, he has also said that every time your palms are up, any god can connect with you. So I would do that. If you really want something extra to involve your senses and your body more, you can do that. Sometimes I use the Namaste sign when I want to really concentrate. I would say that's all. I don't think there is anything, any other requirement. Just pour your heart, pour your senses, the smell, the hearing, the touch. Have a statue. You can also hold the statue in your hand, right? So when you hold the statue, something happens. It's invisible to the eye, to the eyes, but something is happening in your consciousness, definitely. Also, there are chakras in the palms. That's why the blessings from the guru, from Dr. Pillai or another teacher you have, is very, very powerful, because there are all these energy centers in the hands. So maybe just putting your palms up, you may want to try a few things and see what works better for you. Okay, any other question? About the beads, Pillai Center and Astro Guide both sell some mantra beads. So you can buy some of those. There are some for Shreem Brzee specifically. You can buy one of those. They're really beautiful. Or use whatever you find online. That's also fine. Samuel, hello. There is a salary target I wish to attain. Okay, great. I've been visualizing what I would do with the money. Okay. Any other suggestion is appreciated. Okay, got it. I would do both what you're doing, right? Visualizing the results, the end results. You have the car, you have the house, you have the vacation, whatever you're trying to do, right? Or helping a person, or doing work for the world, like helping poor people. So all that is fantastic. Having also a figure in the mind, I believe, would help, because we understand the cosmos, we understand the divine also sometimes, and the space concept through numbers. So having a number in your mind is very, very helpful. And so have like the figure that you want, right? So approximately or exactly how much you want. There's only one issue that it seems to me I would have if I say, for example, one of my clients was praying for 50,000, but 50,000, he meant a month. So I said, what if you keep saying 50,000 and that becomes your yearly salary? So that's a huge difference. So I told him, well, how about you just say, what is 50,000 a year, and just use that figure instead, which he did. So definitely have a figure of the end result, and also the happiness, the joy of having those things that you're praying for. I think that will help you. So good luck. Anybody else? I think we can wrap it up. All right, so wonderful seeing you all. Thank you for joining live, and God bless, and Shreem Brzee.
Shreem Brzee, 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 Shreem